Welcome back to another episode of Exploring Whiskeys. I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin, and today we are going to do, I believe, our very first Willet. The Willett Distilling Company has been around for a very, very long time. They broke ground just after Prohibition, 1936, and they have multiple labels. We'll get to that, but one of the labels that they have is Noah's Mill. This still is, I guess, and always was, I think, a sourced whiskey. So Willet has sourced for a while, become like the non-distilling producer for a while, and they kind of float back and forth.
Given originally it was a 15-year age statement, and now it's a no age statement, I would imagine it's probably still sourced.
You know what? Distilled, aged, and bottled by Willett Distillery.
Huh?
It's no longer sourced.
Huh?
Huh?
Well, that bottle.
It was for a very long
Yeah.
time. So that's really kind of funny because I thought it was sourced. Now, technically, it just says, it says distilled, aged, and bottled by Willett Distillery, Bardstown, Kentucky. So, all right. Apparently this is their juice now. The other odd thing, like the greenish like wine bottle, very weird. Very different than...
Well, their other bottle that's usually right next to it is Rowan's Creek. The labels are
pretty similar,
almost
right?
identical.
Yeah.
Just changed out the name.
But yeah, like you said, this used to be age statement of around 15 years. It's no longer that. A little bit of rye in there. Not heavy rye, but it's a little more rye forward than it is like the bourbon sweet notes coming through. So they don't disclose their mash bill, but the rumor is that it's like a blend of multiple mash bills.
Okay.
So it's probably a 4-grain in theory. I think it's a wheated bourbon. I think it's a rye bourbon. They're blending them together to get to this.
Ooh, that deep nose. I got the Lipton.
Oh,
tea.
yeah. I can't get the deep nose in right now. The proof is coming through. 114.3.
Oh, I go right past it. It's just...
Went right past the proof.
It's like iced tea.
Woo. Right now I'm getting all ethanol.
Yep, same thing on the palate.
Yeah, there's a lot of unsweet tea. That's really nice, actually. I love unsweet tea. So that is not a note that's bad for me.
Same here.
I drink a lot of unsweet tea. That is a lot of...
That's the...
Well, it's unsweet tea with what is this? There's a sweet note, though. And it's like an artificial candy fruit. That I don't know how to...
Dries up, though. My mouth's dry.
Real quick.
Bone dry.
I wouldn't say it's overly oaky. There is a little bit of an oak tanniny thing going on there, but dries immediately, yeah. The nose got a little bit more sweet.
See, now I go back. I get more ethanol on the nose. Before I got...
I dropped the ethanol.
I got tea.
I guess I got used to the ethanol. It tastes...
Actually, you know what? It kind of tastes like it, but also if you just smell like a tea bag.
But with like a fruit flavoring. Yeah. I get some fruit in there. Almost, like I said, artificial fruit.
I almost get an apple. Not like a Granny Smith, like a red...
Delicious.
Yeah.
I can't figure out what that is. Now this time I got a little bit more like an allspice note in there. Tea with a fruit, but there's a little bit more spice now.
I got more spice in the back end.
Yeah, way more spice coming through on that one than the first pull.
An allspice.
Yeah, something. Allspice, nutmeg, that family of spices.
Not much cinnamon.
No, not cinnamon. No, it's not Booker's. No. No, it's not the cinnamon spice. It's more baking spices type things.
All right,
let's
a drop
throw
of
a drop.
Now I get no ethanol. More.
Okay. More tea, more allspice, more...
There's still... tea, but not as forward.
Now I get a little more floral now.
Muted.
Yeah, everything kind of muted out.
Yeah.
The ethanol definitely dropped down. But a little bit more herbal notes. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, the nose is more approachable now. That ethanol kick in the beginning was, whoo.
Doesn't change.
No, palate didn't change at all.
Nope.
It
just muted the nose.
Yeah. There is some weird fruit sweetness. And it's like, again, so I'm thinking like Snapple iced tea, unsweetened with like a fruit note in there. That's kind of what the vibe I'm getting. I just can't place what that fruit is though. I really wish I could. I don't mind this.
Drop this with some Snapple and some lemonade for the pool.
Yeah. I don't mind this. No. I really don't mind it. It's not bad.
Most people that tea, the people I know have had it, it's the tea kind of throws them off.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
but I grew
not
up as a
traditional.
Tea drinker.
Yeah.
I enjoy unsweet iced tea.
That's all I drink is unsweet iced tea.
I don't like.
Especially down here, I get looked at like, wait, unsweet? And then they bring over every once in a while. They bring the sweet, and it's just like, no, I can't drink that. That's just too sweet. So I don't mind this. It is not traditional bourbon.
No.
That's really what it comes down. It's not. There's not a vanilla. There's not a caramel or a brown sugar. It is very herbal, kind of like you said, Lipton tea, maybe a little bit of a sweet note through there from a fruit, I'm not sure. And then, a little touch of the baking spices. And that's about it. There's really, for 114 proof, it's not overly hot or complex.
No.
The nose was a little aggressive in the beginning for me, and then on the second sip for you, I don't know how that happens. But whatever, it gets a little aggressive, but that's not bad at all. And for the price, not horrible. 50, 60 bucks.
I think this was closer to, when I got it, I think it was closer to 60.
I'm sure that's probably a regional thing right there, but
the Rowan's Creek, those are my two choices. And
Rowan's Creek's more expensive, right?
Maybe this one was 55 and the Rowan's Creek was 60. It was something.
Okay.
It was something.
They're
like
pretty
that.
close.
Yeah.
That is a lot of tea. And it's funny. It's not like I know I'll get tea notes from some Rye. It's not quite the same tea note. It's a different tea note.
This is a first.
It's different. Not unenjoyable. I like it.
It's not bad.
It's very different though.
So I think most people probably, when they hear Willet, they relate to the
pot still
bottle.
Yeah.
So I've got one of those.
Yeah, me too.
Haven't opened it.
Oh, I did.
I've been sitting on it for a couple of years.
It's neat. I liked the shape of it. I thought it was kind of cool.
I got the smaller one. I really wanted the big one, but I have no place to put the big
what would you do with that? Like that's probably what?
It'd go next to those Kirkland bottles I have that are.
Yeah, exactly. Like what? that thing's probably 1.5 foot diameter, something along those.
It's a two-hand pour.
It's kind of cool. It is kind of cool, but
it's a conversation piece on a corner of a bar.
But they do a lot of different things. They do. So they have Willet, and they also have Willett Family Reserve that they've really gotten popular for in like whiskey circles. They released some really good rye.
The rye.
The rye has been super popular lately. But they also do Old Bardstown. That was actually their first whiskey, I think, was Old Bardstown. That's what they started with for their distillery. Johnny Drum, I've seen, never had. Rowan's Creek, Pure Kentucky, and Kentucky Vintage.
I have the Kentucky Vintage.
I mean, they're producing a lot of different things. I'm sure each one kind of has a different feel to it. So it's neat what they're doing.
It's just an interesting flavor for a bourbon.
It is different. It is very different. I'd love to know how much. I wish they gave you more about the mash bill to understand what's driving those more herbal notes than the tea notes. Not a bad whiskey.
That's
pretty good value.
You have to go on the tour to find out.
Yeah. Okay. And that's in Bardstown.
Yep.
Okay.
I think we're going there.
I believe we'll be there in the middle of September. That is different, but very good.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going to put that one down. If you want something, if you like unsweet tea, and you want something with a little bit of a proof to it, 114 proof, 50, 60 bucks, it's not a bad value. It's pretty solid.
No ice with this either.
No, it's not an aggressive proof.
No.
Doesn't burn.
Well, like I said, we've got the Kentucky Vintage, we have the pot still, so there's more in the Willet lineup for us to do. Yeah, this is an interesting one. If you don't want to spend the 50, 60 bucks, but you're out somewhere and can get a pour, It's worth.
It's worth experimenting.
Yeah,
just
absolutely. It's worth experimenting.
It's totally different than any bourbon you're probably going to have.
I do want to add maybe just a little more iced tea and some lemonade and call it a day drinker. I have to toy around with that.
That's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all.
For the pool. Yeah, if you like iced tea.
Go for it.
Or hot tea. Just tea in general.
Tea.
Yes. So, yeah, again, not bad. I think a little I don't know, 50, 60 bucks. I don't know if it's...
At 114 proof, I mean, if
I
you
would say
think about that
closer to the
proof...
45 to 50 would probably be... What?
If it was 50, I think that's probably an all-day buy. 60, you just start to get... Again, there's other things that could be more... that are more interesting. It's not super complex. That's
Nope.
It's pretty straightforward as what you're getting. But if you really like unsweet tea,
this is for you.
This is for you.
So, hope you enjoyed this review. It was an interesting one to sample.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we've had a few pours out of this, but it's interesting. It's definitely one worth experimenting with.
Exactly.
So, hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, as always, we encourage you to hit that like button or swipe that like button at the bottom of the screen.
While you're down there, if you are new to the channel, subscribe, hit the bell icon, get notified every time we put out a new episode. Let us know what your favorite Willet is, or
least favorite.
Least favorite.
Either
Willet.
way.
Yeah, either way. We'd love to hear from you.
Well, thanks for watching.
See you on the next episode.
Cheers.
Cheers.